Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone on this lovely Sunday? Oh my God, it's not Sunday. On this lovely Saturday. A little cold in New Jersey, but that's okay. All right, so a couple of things. One, I am being held hostage against my will after this live. It is our daughter's baby shower today, and I am not allowed to be on the phone. Between you and I, I'm probably still going to take my phone and take a look at it. But if anyone has any pressing emails or something that's urgent, title it urgent, because then I'll like dip off to the bathroom type of thing. Otherwise, I won't be responding to emails today, or my wife will divorce me. Secondly, I hope everyone had an opportunity to take a look at the numbers this morning. Not that we ever point out numbers, whether they're up or down, but the reason I point out numbers this morning is more or less to go ahead and complete the conversation we had. What I mean by that is our growth, we've always said, is going to be horizontal before vertical, right? We want to welcome everyone in. And because we offer such a good experience, and because we have dreams so high, and because we have a vision that everyone's able to see, upon coming in, they take a look around and say, all right, I do want to be here, which is then the vertical part. So what you'll find is the average plan, I think, increased by over $3, and that's overnight, because there were a lot of people that even in the $25 plan said, Ant, I want to be in the top tier of RHINO, move me up to 100. In fact, interestingly enough, the price point that did not budge was the $1. I think we had 80 and it went down to 77. So three $1 moved up to $5 or whatnot. But you would think more of them would have moved up. So that's something I want to investigate a little further. Is it that people that did the $1 no longer look, all right, I did $1, who cares, it's $1, and they no longer check the email, maybe we got sent to spam or something? Or is it the people that join at the $1 really only have the $1 available? I don't know the answer. But when I see that, you know, many more 10s and many more 15s and many more even 25s. I mean, we had 6 different 25s go from 25 to 100, but only 3 1s to 5s. And again, it's interesting. It's something to note. It allows us to learn a little bit more about our RHINOs, right? Because if we could speak more to the person and know more of who they are, then that just helps, right? Like, we want to help everyone. So the numbers are just something I'm going to point at, not because they were up or down, but because they went ahead and closed a conversation that we were having. Secondly, I've gotten a lot of email about this 31 million coin. In fact, I've had commentary from this devalues all the coin, or you're just giving it away, now it doesn't look like it's real. And I think that's the PG version. No one has actually taken the opportunity to see the other side of it, which is actually quite interesting, because the article we wrote this week was based on education, right? Like, what would Mark Zuckerberg's, what is he going to say to his children, and so forth and so forth. When you do the actual math, 31 million coin is 3.1% of our total coin that the company is investing in its future. What's difficult, at least from your perspective, is that because you share the same vision we do in terms of RHINO, we believe the coin is worth what it's worth, and we're just waiting for it to get there, right? We understand this makes sense. This is how we're going to get there. This is the path. All right, let me take a look at a calendar. I see the way things are going. At this rate, by this date, it'll equal this. That's fine. But the cognitive dissonance that provides is that we actually believe the coin is worth that today. And it's not. Because yes, it's worth $1.24 today, but how many could be sold? You could never sell 1 million at $1.24 today. You would crash the whole market. It would go down to less than a penny. That market has to build. And the building of the market is what that time that we're talking about today in the calendar of that date is for. What does it take to go ahead and build? Investment. How do you go ahead and invest? So the point of the story is, well, what was the return on investment? That's the question. Anthony, you did 31 million coin. You invested 3.1% of the assets of this company. What was your return on it? Our return on it thus far has been 38 new accounts, which are good. That 38 new accounts represents roughly 20% increase, which is good. Remember, we invested 3.1% and we got a 20% increase. So far the numbers work out just fine. All right, what else did you get? Well, we have 1,300 new member referrals. Now, not all of them are the greatest, right? Like some emails bounced, some people said, hey, listen, your mother smells. But there are a lot of people that are now in our email whose best friend is with us and is simply saying, okay, I'll check them out. Let me see what they're doing. What are those people going to be worth in the future? I don't know. But I can tell you that there are people in our that are now part of our ecosystem from Sweden, from Malaysia, from Mexico, from Canada, that we would have never otherwise been able to reach because they aren't those that we were able to touch on the internet marketing. They were only able to be touched via the people that we have common friends with. Now, if they're only able to be touched through those people, well, they're not very competitive. They're super competitive because it takes a lot to reach them. You have to go through one person to the next. Therefore, their value proposition, what they can possibly do, is kind of unfounded. I don't know what that could be, but I know that I want it. I know that the experience we just went through, where we went and personally emailed every single one of those referrals. In fact, one of our members from Sweden said, Ann, I had a friend that was a little on the fence. I didn't even know he emailed you, but he then told me and showed me your email back, and he's like the happiest person. Thank you so much. The point is that experience by that person that referred that person, what's their behavior going to be like the next time we ask for a referral? Is it going to be, no, he took advantage of our referrals and made them really uncomfortable? Or is it, yeah, of course I would. He was able, I was a little nervous, and my friend actually reached back out to him, and my friend is now the happiest person in the world. I like that. Of course I'll do it. All the while the coin goes up and we continue prospering and the company continues to grow. What is the behavior of the people that referred and or the people that did not refer, that see that everyone that did refer had such a good experience? We have always said RHINO is everyone. RHINO is community. RHINO is not going to be the company that's on Facebook doing 1,000 different ads per day. In fact, I was showing my wife this last night. Do you know we have, actually, let me get the exact number, right? And I'll show it to you. I'll do it on camera, right? Okay. Oh, it doesn't say, oh, wait, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. That would be super, super cool. All right, actually, this is it right here, I think. Okay. See that number? Successful payments, 1,403. Why is that number important? Look at the number right above it. Dispute count, 0. Do you know the relationship we have with the world's largest financial tech company, Stripe? When we have 1,400 transactions in a month from 553 different customers of 280 different subscribers, and not a single dispute, not one. And they're being done weekly. Now, how is that happening? Because the people that are doing the transactions are people that know us and they feel comfortable that they're in the right place. How do we go ahead and expand those people? It's going to be through word of mouth. How do we go ahead and nudge that behavior? Through rewarding it when it does happen. Therefore, the 31 million coin that we invested, which was 3.1% of the assets, did not devalue anyone's coin. In fact, it grew it so much in the future that if you're unable to see it now, that's okay. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, how darn you. But I am saying that please don't think that Anthony all of a sudden has like gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and is now all of a sudden throwing like coin for you, coin for you, coin for you. No, I know where we need to go and I know how it is to get there. And we're just going to get there. That's fine. So all 1,300 of those member referrals that are getting these emails every single day that we've seen growth every single day, maybe they don't join. Who knows? But I can tell you this. So actually yesterday I was doing a little bit of walking. And it's funny because I think everyone's best ideas happen when they're walking. In fact, my wife came home at one point and I was in my son's room, or our son's room, and I have a whiteboard in that room because I like being a dad, but I also like working still. So all the rooms in my house have whiteboards because when an idea comes up, I need to write it down. I know, I sound sick, right? So she comes home and the whiteboard is this big, white, beautiful board and one circle in the middle. She goes, how long have you been working? I was like, that's 3 hours worth of work. She goes, it took you 3 hours to make a circle? I go, there's so much in that circle, wait till you see it. And it was a bit of a joke because it was a circle, but I was walking for an hour before then. And for those, it's now 10:10. For those that were with us when we did Rhino traffic, you'll remember that the value proposition of that was that you were able to get your highlights, right? Like there was that video that highlighted you were highlighted in the email. And what made it special was that there were so many people that opened the email and there were so many people that watched the YouTube channel that it was kind of like an infomercial. It was like your slot. But it wasn't cheesy. You didn't pay for it, but you were part of Rhino traffic. And it got me thinking yesterday. And we have about like 7,000 to 9,000 individuals that open our emails every day. Every day. That's valuable real estate, but Rhino doesn't sell anything. Rhino will never sell anything. Rhino will never charge anyone to do anything. Period. End of story. But like Rhino Street, how do we monetize that asset by not charging anyone for it? And I was starting to think, well, those that are a little weary, there are many different angles into anything, right? Like if I want to buy a toothbrush, maybe I want to buy it because it makes my teeth whiter. And maybe someone else wants to buy it because it's sturdy and it brushes all their teeth. And maybe someone else wants to buy it because it allows the best toothpaste to keep your breath good, right? Regardless of the product, there's different reasons why people buy it. And as far as RHINOBUX have gone, we've really hammered the reason I think, right? And throughout my entire career, I've always been told, Anthony, you're too smart for your own good. You know, not everyone understands what you're saying, and if they don't understand it, then what the hell or what the heck. So I started putting it together. Would somebody join Rhino at $1 a week or $5 a week or $10 a week, but $1 a week because everyone seems to move up from there, even though 80 have been sitting there, whatever. If they got a shout out, right? Like if an email had a 3-sentence blurb of, and we've had the opportunity to meet Abdul. This is the business he has. This is the website. And, while spending some time with him, we realized that the best value proposition that he offers is this. And we Rhino stand behind it. And we think if you want to purchase this, you should check this out. My point is that was obviously a long-winded thing, but Rhino, people know Rhino. Like when you're in Rhino, you appreciate that, all right, Anthony would never just put something out. Like regardless of how large the brand is, it is real to those that know the brand. And those that know Anthony know, yeah, he would never put that SHIT out. So if he's saying this is a good thing, I'll take a look at it. Now, maybe you are only one of 1,000, and to a big global conglomerate, that means nothing. Like, yeah, Rhino has 1,000 people that follow him, big deal. But to someone that, lives on 10 transactions a week, that is a big deal. And to that person, those 10 transactions would make a difference in their life. And to that person, that would certainly be worth $1 a week. And to the people buying those 10 transactions, they would like to be a part of that difference rather than buying it from somewhere else. So is it not Rhino Street on a beta level that brings in more people and allows people's businesses to do well? I think it is. So that is what I'm thinking. And that's going to be the next pivot we make. Because listen, at the end of the day, and I think I said it yesterday, and I'm 3 minutes over, so I'll end with this. My only job is that coin. That's it. When we see the coin is having 1 million volume at $1 a coin, or the coin traded up to 250 today on 1.5 million volume, where you say to yourself, oh my God, I have like 700,000 coin. I could sell it right now at $1.50, and the market's fine because it's trading over 1.5 million. Oh my God. And that's my only job. And there's a lot of different ways we're going to do it. I promise you that. In fact, I'm going to a convention this weekend where I think we're going to meet a bunch of digital creators, content creators. There's a couple of connections I have in New Orleans that are really the voice of New Orleans that I'm going to speak to this week. There's one individual out of Silicon Valley that I'm waiting for him to give me a call back, which is fine. That's the game, right? With people that have that many connections, it's like, all right, I see what you're doing. I know the third call, what that means. Let me take a look and see what you do from here. And us, we're going to move at our speed, no one else's speed. So if you want to get on board, you better hurry up. Remember, sell the sizzle, not the steak. Zig Ziglar. Yeah, I'm really bad at that. It's funny because I'm good at sales in the sense that people say yes to me, but I'm really bad in the sense of having of having flexible morals. And not that you're saying that, but a lot of people, all right, I got to sell this phone. This person I don't think really needs a phone, but hey, have you ever been in a situation where you needed satellite and you broke your leg and you couldn't get anyone? You bet you wish you had this phone. I bet you do. You better buy it now or else, right? And they're like selling the sex of something or the sizzle of something to someone that doesn't need it. So I could do better, right? So how about next week? I come out and I'm like, all right, I get all stock market Anthony with you. Stock market Anthony was good. Answering the why, should I buy your product? Yeah, no, Robert, I'm with you 100%. It's 10:16, and I can promise you my wife, who is waiting for me to walk in the door so that she can take my phone away, is probably watching this live like, Aunt, you're 6 minutes over. So I love everyone. Today is our future daughter's baby shower, so totally cool. She will be born, I'm not supposed to tell you the date because it's apparently it's bad luck. So I won't tell you it, but it rhymes with Shmevin. November Shmevin. And that's it. So, thank you. Tomorrow's email is going to be to just tell you to give me your wallet address. Because our wallet function has been so touch and go. For some people it works and some people it doesn't. And I've had a lot of frustrating emails where people are like, Aunt, like get your SHIT together. Can you be a little professional? Which I do take, not personally, because I get it, but it is a level of like, no one ever talks to me like that, and that's fine. I have the skin for it, but I can understand someone's frustration when they get to that point. I do want to say that I only have X amount of resources. So I have to make the executive decision that, do I go ahead and make sure that this password thing is fixed, or do I go ahead and continue directing resources to building out the bot so that the automations are done by Monday? The deciding factor is, can we go ahead and achieve what we need by the password button being functionally being able to save? Can we do that another way? And the value proposition of having that button is that we have your wallet address. Could I do that manually? Could I email everyone and say, send me your wallet address and get to the same endpoint? The answer is yes. Therefore, I'm not going to direct resources from our automations if we can solve it in a different way. The one thing I will tell you is time goes, right? Like, things are only important while you're thinking about them. So yeah, I know people are frustrated about it, but I can also tell you that next week when it's solved and everyone has their wallet addresses, no one's gonna be frustrated. No one's even gonna remember about being frustrated. And if they do, they're gonna have to take the time out of being happy to remember that they were frustrated. So I have the skin to respectfully manage that. So I just want everyone to know that. Hey, Ron, I love Ron. And Robbie, I have a long email from you before, which I did scroll, but to actually read the whole thing and give you the answer you deserve, it'll just be Monday. So I love everyone. I'm now 8 minutes over. Bye, 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 as NSYNC would say, right?